So, you're at your local Lowe's retailer and you're thinking about buying a brand new AXIS X550 or XS750. Or maybe you already have and it's sitting pretty in your garage, nice and new. Well, at least for now. I'm going to go over a complete comprehensive breakdown of your unit to make sure that you have the best experience that you can for your off-road adventure. My name is Chris, and I'm going to give you a personal tour around your brand new unit to make sure that your first off-road experience is the best one. Before you buy, or once you receive your new side-by-side, you're going to want to do a walk-around inspection. Make sure there's no damage to your unit. After your initial walk-around, you're going to do a little bit more visual inspection, taking a look at your wheels, tires, as well as your axles. You also want to make sure that your unit's not leaking any oil or coolant fluid. Your wheels and tires are a lot more important than you think, especially having no damage to them and making sure that the tires are properly inflated. During your inspection, you want to walk around and make sure that all of your wheels don't have any cracks or damage, as well as that your tires are properly inflated to the 14 recommended PSI. During your initial walk around, you want to take a moment to make sure that your headlights, high beams, blinkers, both left and right, and brake lights are functioning correctly. During your inspection, come around to the back of your unit. Make sure that your tailgate's working correctly, that it opens and closes and stays latched. Let's make sure the dump portion of your bed's actually working as well, that it opens and closes. You'll also want to make sure that your winch goes in and out before use. An important reminder about your AXIS unit. Make sure that you're following the break-in rules. You don't want to go over half throttle for the first 10 hours of the use of the unit. Also, at that 10-hour mark, make sure you get your unit serviced and the oil changed. That is extremely important for the life of your unit. We've done a complete walk around of your unit, and another important piece is checking the fluids. You definitely want to make sure you check the oil every time before firing up your unit. If you remove the seat and the center cover, you'll see a plastic handled dipstick that you want to pull out and take a look. Let's make sure the oil level is correct and that the oil color looks correct. As indicated on your main display, you want to make sure before you drive in four-wheel that the four-wheel drive is engaged, and if you're using the front and rear locking differentials, that the X indicators for those are engaged as well. Upon starting the unit, you need to take a few moments and let it warm up and at least go through one full heat cycle before you shut it off. That means you at least want to get it up to running temperature and hear the fan come on at least once before shutting it off. Before you turn the unit off and you pull it back into your garage or wherever you park it, take a moment, about 3 minutes, to let it cool down before you completely turn it off. So the main difference between your AXIS X550 and XS750 is going to be the ignition. The X550 is going to have a key that you put into a normal ignition. The XS750 is going to have a keyless push button. Now that we jumped in your new AXIS unit, let's go over a couple of functionality things. You're also going to want to make sure that your gear shifter moves through the gears smoothly, as well as the indicator on the dash matches the gear that you're in. On the dashboard, you're going to see several indicators that are extremely important. You're going to have in the middle the indicator to state what gear you're in. So you have park, reverse, neutral, high, and low. You're also going to want to make sure that the touchscreen touch capability is functioning correctly. Also, test the functionality of your parking brake. Push in to lock it into place, and then push the regular brake to release. On your main speedometer screen, you're going to have several indicators that are important. You're going to have the gas gauge on the right, your coolant temperature on the left. You also have your blinker indicator, both left and right, as well as your high beam indicator and your headlight indicator. As well, right above that, you have the indicator for your four-wheel drive. So once four-wheel drive is engaged, right now that shows two-wheel. When the circle at the top shows up, it's currently in four-wheel. And then you'll have your locking front differential when you click the button, and you'll see an X blinking in the middle. Make sure when you're locking in your four-wheel drive that you are at a complete stop and you allow at least 3 to 5 seconds for the four-wheel drive to engage. Before you hit the trails and go out on your riding adventure, make sure that you buckle up your seatbelt as well as wear the appropriate safety gear. This is a light utility vehicle. This unit is intended to be used to meet your light utility needs on your property. Though it may be legal in your state to drive a UTV on the road, this unit was not designed for extended roadway highway use, so it's not recommended that you do so. We also recommend that you take a moment and go through your owner's manual. There's a lot of useful information about service, warranty information, and specifications on the weight and capability of this unit. I hope this video was helpful, and I look forward to future videos spending time with you going into a deeper, in-depth breakdown on your AXIS X550 or XS750.